How do we know that God cares? First of all, God assures us that He hears our every prayer. Habakkuk wondered if God was listening to his prayers for justice, but God was listening all along. Habakkuk 1, verse 5, God said to him, "Look at the nations and watch, and be utterly amazed, for I am going to do something in your days that you would not believe, even if you were told." Not only had God been listening, God was moving entire nations around in answer to Habakkuk's prayers. God told Habakkuk, "You just watch and see how I'm going to answer you. You're going to be utterly amazed." Isn't that just like God? While we are crying out, how long, and wondering if He is even listening, God is already in process of answering our prayers. And God often answers in the most amazing ways. If someone told us in advance how God was going to answer our prayers, we probably wouldn't even believe it. God's ways are higher than our ways, and His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. When we pray and God does not answer right away, we may sometimes think that God does not care, but God assures us that in 1 John 5:14 and 15. The question now is, does God answer every prayer? Well, there are a few conditions God lays out for us in His Word. 1 John 5, we read, we must pray according to God's will. James 4:3 says, we must also ask unselfishly. When you ask, you do not receive, because you ask with wrong motives, that you may spend what you get on your pleasures. Psalm 66, verse 18 says that we must also come to God with a pure heart. If I had cherished sin in my heart, the Lord would not have listened. But when we come before God with a pure heart, with the right motive, and asking according to His will, God promises to hear and answer our prayers. God assures us that He hears our every prayer. God cares. Another way we know that God cares is because He promises that He will deliver us in His time. The answer to Habakkuk's how long question, God has His purposes and we must trust His timing. Look at verse 6 when God tells Habakkuk how He will deliver him. I am raising up the Babylonians, that ruthless and impetuous people who sweep across the whole earth to seize the dwelling places not their own. God was orchestrating the events of history so that the Babylonians would come to world dominance and power and finally bring an end to the violence and injustice in Judah. When we are in trouble and God does not deliver us right away, and we think God does not care, God promises to deliver us in His time. Psalm 34, verse 19. A righteous man may have many troubles, but the Lord delivers him from them all. Psalm 91, verse 15. He will call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. God promises that He will deliver us in His time. God cares and He promises to deliver. We need to trust in His timing. Be blessed.